100. It's not an incredibly huge number in terms of YouTube subscribers, but it's very much an appreciated number, so thank you guys very much. I can't believe 100 of you guys actually care about the content I put out. Took me long enough to get to that spot, but again, I'm very, very appreciative of you guys, and of course it's really awesome that you guys always comment and always share and always like, and it's really cool. If you hear me ever say more subscribers, it's only because I want more of you guys to talk to. And it's really cool to do these videos because I never really knew what I wanted to do with the channel before that 2015 update video came out. And that's where I was like, I think I got something I can do, and look where we are now. It hasn't even been that long, but look where we are now. So it's really, really awesome. And this isn't a sentimental video, this is a top 10 video. This is a top 10 that is, believe it or not, 4 years in the making. I started this top 10 video back in 2012 when I was still in high school, and I just never got around to finishing it. So this is my gift to you guys. This is a top 10 list you can finally see and finally, you know, get to hear my thoughts on. These are the top 10 badass final boss battles. And with that being said, here we go. Number 10. Number 10. I haven't played this boss battle in a while, to be honest, but I still remember it. Number 10 is the evil Black Jewel from Wario World. And, aesthetically, this is a really kind of dark-ish looking boss battle. Simple. It's very simple. But the setup behind it is actually, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but it's really like it's like about time. Like, it's a finally kind of a moment where you get all the boss keys, there's the big ass treasure chest, and you finally get to release that Black Power Jewel, or Power Jewel? It's a jewel, whatever. I'm thinking of Black Power Gem from Crash Tag Team Racing. You get to release that big black evil jewel, and he demolishes all of the home worlds that you just went to, and this big Seal of Orichalcos appears and lifts you guys up into the sky, and you get to fight him on that big thing, and that's, or Glyph from Ruby. I don't know what you would call the platform that you guys are on, but it's a really cool boss battle, and again, it's pretty simple once you get the hang of what you gotta do. You have to save the little spriteling guys, or whatever they're called, yet again. Now they're encased in little crystals. A simple little punch will take care of them, and they'll be released, and they go off, zoom off to the jewel and attack them. And once you free all of them, just in the big circular arena, you can then go and lay the smackdown on him. So you do that like, what, 7 times, and he's defeated. But it's a really cool boss battle, again, for the aesthetics of it, the look of it, and like the sky turns all sunset-y, dark, gloomy clouds and all that. So it's a really nice setup, and it's really like, again, you get that like finally moment once you get all the boss keys, and you're like, well, he's been dormant in this treasure chest after, you know, wreaking havoc for Wario, and now finally you get to release him and take back everything that, you know, he stole from you. So that's actually really cool. And his attacks aren't that, you know, bad to dodge, unless you're being kind of reckless, which sometimes I am a little reckless with the attacks, dodging the attacks. But yeah, no, it's a really fun boss battle. That's why it's at number 10. Number 9. Number 9 goes to Spooky from Pac-Man World 2. And the reason why I didn't put Spooky up higher on the list is because it's kind of an easy boss battle. But again, it has that like finally moment from what I talked about from Wario World. Where has Spooky been, really? Unlike the jewel from Wario World, Spooky is released from the tree from Pac Village, but wherever he goes during Pac-Man's adventure, I don't know, because going through the world map and everything, it just leads you all the way back around to Pac Village where Spooky resides. But where has he been all this time, especially when you start the game in Pac Village? I don't know, I guess just wreaking havoc in other regions of Pac World, but besides that, the fight, the setup like Wario World is actually pretty cool, because once you get all the way back to where you started with that tree, it's nighttime and you get this cutscene and it looks pretty cool, and as TV Tropes dubs it, Pac-Man gets his 11th hour superpower of Gold Pac-Man, which comes literally the hell out of nowhere. And what does it do? Now that I think about it, Gold Pac-Man doesn't actually feel that different from regular Pac-Man. Like, I'm not sure if it boosts your endurance of being attacked, you know, by Spooky or what. Because not really, because I've died actually quite a lot of times from him. So I don't know what it's supposed to do. It doesn't make you any more faster. Like when you're running around, it doesn't really boost up anything. I'm not too sure what it's supposed to do. Sorry, I'm supposed to be talking about the boss battle, not the power-up that you get during the boss battle. But the boss battle itself is actually okay. You know, it's not the greatest one that I've, you know, played. We'll get to those later. But it is pretty memorable and a little easy. I mean, I know. Okay. I know I said that sorry, that I died a lot. So maybe not at first, but once you get the hang of how the battle works, then it becomes a little easier, and it's not too challenging. If it gets too challenging, it's because like he sends a bunch of shit out at you. So you know he's sending out enemies, he's sending out like these blasts of energy, and they're color coded to do different things. Like I think I'm not gonna remember them exactly. Like, there's a blue one, I think. There's a green one. I think there's an orange one that's like fiery and it follows you or something like that. So it's a blend of like, well, it's kind of challenging in the beginning, but then like the more you really get used to it, it's a little easy. Point being, it's not a fully memorable, it's not that great. It's cool and it's badass, but it's not that great. So that's why it's at number 9. The setup though, like I was starting to say, and then I went off topic. The setup, when you get all the way back to Pac World, you're at the tree, and there's a cinematic, and it's at night. He just like lifts up the chunk of like ground that the tree is in and all that, and it's lifted up in like this hurricane twister thing, and so that's where you're fighting. You're on this singular island, little patch of ground with the tree, and you're just hovering in the air, fighting them up in the air, and it's actually kind of cool. These 2 boss battles, first off, are in the air, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, that's why I said number 9. It's okay, but not that memorable, not that great. It's at number 9. Number 8. Number 8 is Gull and Maya from the first Jak and Daxter, and this is a really cool boss battle. Again, it's a little underwhelming only because of what I'm about to get into by the end of the boss battle, but the initial setup is actually pretty cool, and it's not anything that's too like the last 2, like where the scenery changes, like a familiar place you've been, but the scenery changes. Like, it's not anything like that, but it's a smaller circular arena, and they're piloting a huge ass robot. Like that region of the game, the last region, is very, to me, again, since it's Naughty Dog, I know that what I'm about to, the comparison doesn't anymore, it doesn't match, but it feels Twinsanity-esque, Crash Twinsanity-esque, even though that game wasn't done by Naughty Dog. But that's the kind of feeling I got with the tricky platforming and all that. So, weird comparison. Anyway, so you get through all this. You have to like save all the other, I believe they're called sages. I haven't played the game in a while. You have to save all the rest of the sages who are kidnapped, and then you, including, what the hell is his name? The main, Kira's father, I forget his name, it's right there. You rescue all them, they help you out to get to the top, and then you go up a big giant elevator-ish platform, and you go, and then there's the big-ass robot that they're piloting. And the attacks that they send out aren't too hard to dodge, and they're, the creature guys that come out of the eco, you know, they're not that hard to defeat either. When they ambush you, can get a little, overwhelming at times, I guess. Like, if you're like, oh shit, like, kind of, you can kind of get that feeling. But besides that, the boss battle itself is not hard, you know. And the one part that, again, is kind of pissing people off, well, I'm not sure if it pissed them off, but it gave us the sense of, why couldn't we play this part, is the fact that, again, 11th hour superpower, you get light eco. But when you walk up to it, a cutscene plays because you've pretty much beaten the boss. So Jak delivers the final blows to them in their robot and blows the robot up. Oh no, the robot falls down into the eco and then the big vat closes. it's all through cutscene. You can't play that part where he becomes all white and milky looking and he's like Light Jack. You can't play that part, which is actually kind of sad. But the game is fun, and that boss battle is fun and it's pretty badass. But that one part, I've watched some Let's Players do it, and every time that part happens, they're like, okay, wait, oh, I thought I was gonna play that part, you know? And I kind of got that feeling too. I was like, oh, awesome. Maybe we get to fly around and follow them and shoot them and becomes kind of a shooter or something for like a brief minute. No, it's a cutscene, but it doesn't exactly, maybe just a little bit dwindles down the experience of the boss fight, because it would have been really cool to control Jack in that part. But besides that, it's not a huge like X on that part. Everything else, the boss battle, the look, check. Everything else, check. This part, like it's not like that. But it's still fun. I mean, I wish we got that. But besides that, that's why it's at number 8. Many, many, many thumbs up. Number 7. Number 7. I talked about this, well, I talked about playing the game very, very recently, and Charmin Drake from the first Ratchet & Clank, ooh, now there is a really badass boss battle. So, like Pac-Man World 2, you travel through all the planets in the original Ratchet & Clank, and, well, these are all kind of spoilery. What am I talking about? I was about to go spoilers, but I gave you guys spoilers 3 boss battles ago. You travel through all the planets, and then you return all the way back to Veldin, because that's the planet that Drake's finally like, you know what, we're gonna show everyone that we mean business, we're gonna blow up a planet. And whose planet are they gonna blow up? Ratchet's. So they go all the way back to Veldin, and you get to control Big Clank for a while just to get over to Drake, and then once that fight starts, oh god. So it's not so much of an arena per se as it is you see him in this big molten rock formation. Oh, let me just mention, before the boss battle, trekking through Veldin again, oh god, it's overly, all the enemies I hate are in spades on Veldin when you get to the end of the game, and Jesus Christ, it's so hard. Okay, well, not overly, like, impossible, obviously, but I mean, like, that's overwhelming. Not the Jak and Daxter thing I was mentioning. This is overwhelming because you got the flying guys that shoot at you, you got a bunch of the little toad guys, which, yes, they are easy to hit, easy to dodge, whatever, but there's a bunch of them. But those damn tanks, man, the tanks and the flying mech robot guys, that you can only really destroy the Devastator, now that I think about it. There might be other weapons you can use, but God. Now, you might be wondering, because I think you can do this, I haven't done it obviously, which is why I'm thinking you can do this, but you're probably like, why didn't you save up or do the glitch to get the Rhino? I've never even seen the Rhino. Don't spoil it for me. I don't know what it looks like or what it does, so I tried it with everything that I had in my arsenal already, and holy shit, it took me quite a while to get to Drek. But you could say it's a good challenge, and it is. Sorry, I need to talk about the boss battle, but trekking through all of that shit was a challenge. And the boss fight itself is a challenge too, because Drek don't mess around. Drek, quote me on that. Drek don't mess around. It's really fun. It was really invigorating, and I have, as of recently, because I haven't played a whole lot of games as of recent, and played them all the way through the final boss battle, just because I'm always busy with stuff, I haven't played a good, intense final boss battle in a while, to be honest. And this one, oh god, it was amazing. And I actually beat him with 1 hit point left. And I honestly thought I was gonna die during that turn. And I was like, oh shit, oh shit. Because the final portion, I do have to admit, does take longer than the other portions. There's like a good 3 or so portions before the final one, so there's 4. And so back to what I was saying earlier, there's these giant molten rock formations, and you find them on there. You can use like the blaster or the Devastator. Of course, you don't want to waste the ammo. There are ammo boxes, but they take a while to respawn or whatnot. So you want to use your weapon sparingly, but you do want to lay the smackdown on him any chance you can get. So after defeating him the first time, like with the health segments, he'll like blast open the formation that you're on. So now it becomes a sense of get off the frickin' place before all the little segments fall down and crumble and you die, you know. So you use the swing shot. You know, it's a combination of using a good amount of the things you've learned with all your weapons, and then with having to swing around on the swing shot. So that's pretty cool. And then there's another rock formation. You do that, rinse and repeat. Another rock formation, I think. Then there's one more. It's either 3 segments or 4 segments of 3 or 2 of the molten rock areas, and then the last one is this more. You're back on like the more tech-looking platforms, and he's gonna try and use his planetary device. You know, it's a laser pointing straight up upward to blast everything to hell. So you have to stop that, and then there's a rail going around. Why am I explaining the entire thing? If you haven't played the game yet, I'll let you guys see everything for yourselves. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. The boss battle is fun. It's a challenge. Not so much during the first parts of it, but come that last segment that I was trying to explain, come that segment, you need listen to me, you need to use your weapon sparingly, because you can, you know, smack all the boxes that are there and get all the ammo, but you're not gonna be able to get any more ammo afterwards, not for a while anyway, because it takes forever for the boxes to respawn. So, yeah, but that's Chairman Drake. Awesome. Hard, challenging, but awesome. Number 6. Number 6, Wheatley from Portal 2. This boss fight is a step up from the first one with GLaDOS in Portal 1. The GLaDOS one was a little more, it wasn't hard to get the gist of, but having to execute the damn rocket guy, having to line up your frickin' portals the way you need to do it for the rocket guy to blast it through one and then come out the other end and hit GLaDOS. Lining up those shots was kind of difficult, so I'm glad that they didn't really do that, you know, like a repeat for Wheatley. Actually, because even in the game, Wheatley straight up says, I've watched clips of you defeating her, and I've taken some precautions. Number 1, no portable surfaces. Number 2, start the neurotoxin immediately, and he just starts naming off everything he's going to do to you, and all that. He's got shields for himself, so that way, you know, that you can't do anything to him yet. Of course, he leaves some patches open every so often. They change with every time you actually hit him. He'll throw bombs at you, so one of the things you gotta do is there's tankers of, you know, the Moonrock stuff, I call it goop, I forget what it's actually called. It's the Moonrock stuff. So you have to have him break open the silver one, so that way you can get some portable surfaces, and then from there you just have him hit himself with his own bombs. So that, and then the ending, which is pretty epic, so it's a great boss battle all around. In terms of difficulty, I had some trouble getting that final personality core that you have to stick to him. There's like 3 or so you have to stick to him, and the first 2 are not that hard. The third one I had no idea how to do at first, and even once I did know how to do it, because it is straightforward, you know, to be honest, you know, in hindsight, it is not hard to get the gist of with that third one, and how to retrieve it, and then go put it on Wheatley, but it took a little while. I think I did die like once or twice from not grabbing the core in time. So, but yeah, no, it's a really fun boss battle. So, would I recommend it? Hell yes. Would I recommend any of these? Hell yes. So, I don't want to talk too much for this because I went too much on Drake in the last part. So, Wheatley, awesome.